Greetings everyone, my name is Matthew and welcome back to the Gallagher Shots YouTube channel. Now today I have the unenviable task of trying to get into the inner workings of Steve Bruce's mind and try and predict the starting 11 that will face Tottenham Hotspur on Sunday. Now last Sunday was a bit of a horror show. Newcastle persisted with the 4-4-2 formation previously used against West Ham, much to the surprise of pundits and some supporters. And this was against a Brighton formation that just caused us trouble from the first kick. So hopefully this week Steve Bruce has done a little bit more homework, a little bit more tactical preparation and may just shy away from his trusty 4-4-2 formation. But starting in goal, it's a no-brainer. Karl Darlow will start as he has the last two previous league games. Mark Gillespie, of course, has played in the League Cup games and looked relatively solid. Didn't have much to do against Morecambe in that 7-0 drubbing, but he did make one good save and came for a couple of crosses. But against Blackburn, where he had a lot more to do, commanded his area well and made some good saves. So he looks like he's going to be a very good backup option, but in the absence of Martin Dubravka, I fully expect Karl Darlow to remain the first choice. The back four again, I think, will remain the same. At right back, Javier Manquillo, a player who I was not fond of when he first came to Newcastle, has really improved over the last 6, 7, 8 plus months. He's become a very solid right back and does try to get forward where possible, crossing the ball from deep on the right hand side. In central defence, again, will remain the same. Jamal Lascelles did play midweek, getting on the score sheet against Morecambe, but I don't think he had to overexert himself too much and will play on Sunday, lining up alongside Federico Fernandez. At left back, things do get a little bit more complicated. Of course, Jamal Lewis received a pretty nasty facial injury at the hands or foot of Basuma in the Brighton game, getting a dose of sweet chin music for his trouble. Steve Bruce has said, and no pun intended, he will keep an eye on Jamal Lewis after his eye was swollen shut at the hands of his injuries on Sunday, with a couple of more cuts and bruises to go with it. But I'm going off hoping that Jamal Lewis will be fit enough to play, so hopefully he'll start there and build on his very solid debut against West Ham and just forget about what happened last Sunday. Now in midfield is where things get a bit more interesting. I think Shelvey will start and I think Hayden will start. However, they were far too easily bypassed in the Brighton game. Just one pass and it was like they weren't even there. Shelvey's passing was very much off and Isaac Hayden had a rare bad game, it has to be said. But I think them two will start. But who lines up alongside them, I'm not too sure, because I think we will sacrifice one of the strikers, most likely Andy Carroll, but it's whether we use that extra player as a number 10 to link the attack in the midfield, or we pack that midfield. Like I said, it was far too easily bypassed, and you think Tottenham are going to have even more of the ball than Brighton did, and you're going to need those runners chasing down the ball and trying to win it back so we can get some respite and build some moves going forward. And for that reason, I think he'll bring in Jeff Hendrick from the right hand side, that unfavoured right hand side position, and pack the midfield alongside John Joe Shelvey and Hayden. Of course, Sean Longstaff is an option as well. We've seen him play as a midfield three, with him being the more advanced of the three. But I think it'll be Jeff Hendrick, John Joe Shelvey and Isaac Hayden. Now moving into our attacking players, I would like to see Miguel Almiron start. I mean, he could start in that number 10 role ahead of Jeff Hendrick, but I feel like he will be one of the wingers. He came on in the second half for Andy Carroll in that game against Brighton, and it made our team look a little bit more solid. It had more shape to it, and we managed to keep the ball a bit more. Plus, he's got that energy. Chases down lost causes, he's always running, and he's got that lovely smile to boot. So I think Miguel Almiron will start on one of the wings, and alongside him I think and hope that Saint Maximin will be there. Of course, he picked up an ankle injury, didn't have the greatest game against Brighton, gave away a penalty within 2 minutes and didn't look too fussed, let's say, before he went off with an injury. But at the end of the day, he is our best player and will cause any defence trouble with his dribbling skills and his pace. So hopefully we will see Miggy on one side and Saint Maximin on the other. I was going to say Ryan Fraser, however, quotes from Steve Bruce today saying that they're trying to build him, be careful with him, because his game's all about explosive pace, etc, etc. And he's played 2.5 hours, and we just need to keep watching him. It does sound like he's going to keep him on the bench and perhaps introduce him later in the game. And finally, up front, Callum Wilson. I think, of course, he's came in, he's looked very bright against West Ham. It was just amazing. It was such a change to see an actual striker playing for Newcastle, trying to get in behind, dribbling that goal and making good runs. Against Brighton, of course, he was a bit isolated. When his chance came, he didn't take it. But, you know, he's still bedding in, and hopefully he can start scoring more goals, and I think he will be the focal point of our attack on Sunday. But what do you guys think? Do you think I've got it right? Do you think I've got it wrong? Please let me know. Do you think that we might get something on Sunday? I'm not too sure. My head's saying no, but my heart is saying no. But please give your predictions in the comments. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. Like the video, and of course follow us on Twitter.